Okay, I give summary what we discussed in the last session. Last session we discussed about like so far we discussed about what is a difference between language and language and programming language, and we discussed about okay language and programming language, and we discussed about what is Java, and we discussed about the Java futures, and we discussed about Java history. Okay, meaning which version they has introduced, and which is the current version. Okay, we discussed that one, and after that we discussed about okay, we discussed about Java program execution flow, Java program execution flow, Java program execution flow, and we discussed about Java program structure, Java program structure. So while writing the structure, we have to follow the syntax structure. So how to follow the structure? The structure is actually package statements, package statements, and I would say import statements, and I would say class declaration, and variables, and and methods, methods. Okay, this is Java program structure. We discussed about the Java program structure, and after that we discussed about the JVM architecture. JVM architecture. So in the JVM architecture, we discussed about the components, few of the components, like a class loader. Okay, and then we discussed about some memory sections, like those are like method area, and after that we discussed about heap area. What does it mean by heap area? What is the purpose of heap area? And we discussed about I would say Java stack, and we discussed about the native stack, and we discussed about the PC register. Okay, these are the things we discussed, and I would say execution engine. What does it mean by execution engine? Execution engine, and we discussed about native libraries, native libraries, and we discussed about native interface. These are the things we discussed in the previous sessions. Native interface, and interpreter, translators. What does it mean by translators? There are three types of translators. I would say translator which is used to convert one format to another format. There are three types of translators. Okay, interpreter, and compiler, next assembler. So assembler has deprecated, and interpreter which will convert one format to another format, meaning bytecode to machine language, that is called interpreter. In case of compiler, which will convert source code to bytecode, source code to bytecode. So these are the things we so far we learned. These are the things. These are the things we learned so far, right? Okay, fine, very good. So today we can go ahead. So this is the chapter number one. Whatever the topics we discussed so far, this is the chapter number one. Okay, fine. So today we'll start with the chapter number two. Chapter number two. So what is the concepts will be covered in the chapter number two? So first we'll cover variables. Variable, only basic level will cover. Types of variables we will discuss at the time of objects. Only what does it mean by variable, and where we will use the variables. So this variable only we will discuss. Next, after that we will discuss about data types. Data types. and after that we'll be discuss the data types, and after that in the chapter number 2 we'll discuss about identifiers and rules. What does it mean by identifiers, and what are the rules you should follow while writing the coding. Next reserved words, reserved words, reserved words. Next Java coding standards, Java coding standards, Java coding standards. Next Java comments, Java commits, reading data from the keyboard, reading data from the keyboard. So this is the chapter number 2 agenda. Agenda of chapter number 2: variables, what is variable, and data types, identifiers and rules, reserved words, Java coding standards, Java commits, Java comments, and reading data from the keyboard. Reading data from the keyboard. So this is the chapter number 2 agenda. Okay, let's get into the topic. We'll go ahead with the variables. What does it mean by variables? What does it mean by variables? So generally, variables are used to store the data. Variables are used to store the data. So the first point where basically variables are used to store the data, store the data, store the data during program execution. During program execution, variables are used to store the data during program execution. During program execution. Okay. Okay. Next point is we need to specify type of variable. We need to we need to specify type of variable to store the data. We need to specify type of variable to store the data. Are you guys clear with my point? We need to specify type of variable, type of, for example, generally I will show you. For example, this is the value 10 value. This 10 value I want to store programmatically. You want to store somewhere, right? So that normally, so variable is a container, so which is used to hold the values. For example, here if I mention some name, uh, the variable name int age. For example, here if I mention like as int age equal to 10. So here in this case 10 is the value and age is the container, okay, which is holding the value 10, which is holding the value is 10. So it should be like this. This is the age, this is the age. Are you guys clear with my point? This is age, and that 10 value we are keeping inside the container. We are keeping inside the container. This is the 10. This is the 10. Now you can say variable is a container which is used to hold the value, which is used to store the values. So programmatically you need to store the value somewhere, right? So then only you can perform some operations, and then only you can do the operations or actions, right? So if you want to perform any operations, make sure you have to store the values in somewhere. So that basically basically the value, the 10 value you should store inside the variable. You should store inside the variable. Okay, and here we need to specify the type of variable. Type of variable meaning, for example, this is the variable. The type of variable meaning, int type meaning it can hold only integer values. If I mention like this, if I mention string age, string name equal to some. Now in this case, this is the variable. The type of variable is the this one. The data type of this variable is string, meaning this can able to hold only string values. It can able to hold only string values. Are you guys clear with my points? Are you guys clear with my points? Are you guys clear with my point? Variable name is the name and the variable data type is the string. If I declare the variable as a string, then the variable can hold only string values. Then the variables only can hold the string values. Are you guys clear with my point? Okay, fine. So second point is we need to specify type of variable to store the data. And third point is to specify the type of data. To specify type of data. To specify type of data. To specify type of data. We will use data types. We will use data types. We will use data types. Are you guys clear with my points? We will use data types. We will use data types. Okay. To declare the variable in Java, we will use following the syntax. To declare the variable in Java, we can follow below syntax. We can follow below syntax. What is the syntax? What is the syntax? The syntax should be like this: data type, next variable name, data type and variable name, data type and variable name. Okay, so data type meaning this is the declaration meaning int age. This is this is the syntax. Are you guys clear with my points? Very important topic. Variables are used to store the data during the program execution, and we need to specify the type of variables to store the data. We need to specify the type of variable to store the data. To specify the type of data. To specify the type of data. To specify the type of data, we will use data types. We will use data types. Next, to declare the variable in Java, we can follow below syntax. We can follow below syntax. What is the syntax? That is the data type and variable name and int age. Int age. Okay, int age. After that, we can go ahead with the data types. What is the purpose of data types? What is the purpose of data types? Data types are used to specify the data. Data types. Data types are used to specify the data. Specify the specify the data. Are you guys clear with my point? Data types are used to specify the data. Okay, data types are divided into two categories. Data types are divided into two categories. Two categories. What are the two categories? First, the first one is primitive data types, and the second one is non-primitive data types. First one is the primitive data types. Second one is the non-primitive data types. Are you guys clear with my points? Data types are divided into two categories in Java. First one is the primitive data types, and second one is the non-primitive data types. Why the JDK people they bring us there are two categories? Because we can go ahead with one by one. We can go ahead with one by one. First, we can go ahead with the primitive data types. Primitive data types. So primitive data types can hold only single value. It can hold only single value. Primitive data types. Primitive data types. Primitive data types can hold only single values. No, single values. Okay. Primitive data types are the mutable. Primitive data types are the immutable. Primitive, I can say primitive data types. Primitive data types are immutable. Immutable meaning we cannot change the value. We cannot change the value. We cannot change the value. You cannot change the value. Okay, and next point is it can hold it can hold it can hold single value, it can hold a single value, it can hold single value, it can hold single value. Are you guys clear with my point? I will show you. For example, I want to store student marks. So the data type is, I would take int subject 1 equal to, I would like to mention some 89 marks. Okay, 89 marks. But it can hold only single value. But the student has written 6 exams, and then I need to store all 6 subject marks. So if I go with the approach which is not possible, we need to, every time we need to take the different variables for storing the different subject marks, different subject marks. So this is the primitive data type approach. Primitive data types can hold only single values. Are you guys clear with my point? Only single values it can hold. Only single values it can hold. Okay, fine. What are the primitive data types we have? So we'll try to understand. We can go ahead with the primitive data types. So primitive data types are divided into 8 types, guys. Primitive data types. Primitive data types. Are you guys clear with my point? Primitive data types are divided into 8 types. Are divided into 8 types. What are the 8 types? What are the 8 types? Char, boolean, and byte, short, short, int, next long, float, double, double. Char, boolean, byte, int, short, long. We'll go ahead with one by one. We'll go with one by one. Okay, we'll go ahead with one by one. Basically, we'll go ahead with one by one. Okay, we'll go ahead with one by one. Primitive data types are divided into total 8 types. Char, boolean, byte, short, int, long, float, and double. Double. Okay, so now we can go ahead with one by one. So basically, okay, we'll go with one by one. First, we can go ahead with the integer values, integer data type. So I will draw the diagram on it. You will get the better clarity. So how they are. I will open MS Paint and then I will show you through diagrammatically. You will get the better clarity on that. Okay, data types. We are discussing about the data types. Data types. We are discussing about the data types. Okay, very good. And in that we are discussing. So data types. usually which is divided into two types. One is primitive types and second one is the, I can take, one is primitive types, one is primitive types, second one is non-primitive data type. Guys, please take your notes. Non-primitive, non-primitive types. Okay, again, which is divided into based on their type. It is divided into, based on their type, number. It is divided into total 4 groups. This is the number group, number group, number group, and this is the decimal group, and character type, character, character type, number type, decimal type, and this is the character type. Okay, next where actually you have boolean type, boolean type. Okay, so under the number type we have the byte, and we have short, and we have int, long, long. Under the decimal we have the float. Next we have double, and this is the character type, and boolean, and boolean, and boolean. Okay, these are the data types, primitive data types. So under the non-primitive data types, where we have the arrays, string, class, collections, arrays, string, class, collections. Okay, these all are comes under the category of, these all are comes under the category of non-primitive data types, non-primitive types, data types, primitive data types, and primitive data types again, which we can, it is divided into 4 groups: number group, decimal group, character group, and boolean group. And in the number group, total we have byte group, short group, int. I would say under the number group we have 4 data types: byte, short, int, long. Under the decimal type we have the float, double. Under the character type we have the char. Under the boolean we have the boolean data type. Under the primitive data types we have the arrays, string, and I would say class, and collections. 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 Are you guys clear with my points? Okay. So we'll go ahead with one by one. We'll go with the first. We'll go with the integer data types. Integer group. Integer type. So in the integer type, again, in the integer type, we have total 4 data types: byte, short, int, long. So what is the difference between each? what is the difference between them? First we can go ahead with the byte. So only the difference is, guys, so byte, short, int, long. So all the data types, the main purpose is which are used to store the single values, which are used to store the values. Okay, which are used to store the values. Only the difference between the byte, short, int, long is the only size. Remaining everything is the same. Are you guys clear with my point? Only the difference is the size. Remaining the purpose is the same for all the data. In number integer type, we are discussing about the integer data type. In the integer data type, only difference is the size. The purpose of byte purpose is the which is used to store the data, which is used to store the values, and the short, which is used to store the values, int, which is used to store the values, long, which is used to store the values. All these four data types purpose is to store the values only. Only the difference is the size, guys. Only the difference is size. How we can classify, I will tell you one psychological example so you can understand based on that. For example, you can assume this is similar to half liter water bottle. So if you take the half liter water bottle, it can hold only half liter water only, right? And this is similar to 1 liter water bottle. It can hold only 1 liter water bottle. It can hold this is the 1.5 liter water bottle. It can hold 1.5 liter water, and it can hold 2 liter water bottle. It can hold 2 liters. Accordingly, the same. Similarly, the data types is also it can hold the values. It can hold the values. It can hold the values. That difference is only the size, guys. Okay, what is the size? The size. What is the size? First one, the byte size is it is the 1 byte. It is 1 byte. It is 1 byte. It is 1 byte. It is 1 byte. And the range. So the range, it can hold the values in between, range in between 128 to 127, guys. Minus 128 to 127. Are you guys clear with my point? If you want to store the values in between the values, you should take the byte. You should take the byte. Not only byte, you can take int short also. Normally, we are discussing the individual one, right? So that is the reason we are discussing. This is the byte. So if any case, if you take with the byte data type, then you should take the values in between 128 to 127. So if you take 130 and if you declare as the byte, it will throw the error. Compiler will slap you. Why? Because the range, you should take the values in between 128 to 127. 128 to 127. Okay, fine, very good. Next, and here you can remember one more point. Default values, very important. Default values. What is the default value for the byte is 0. The default value for the byte is 0. Okay, so in the data types, for every data type, you have to remember three things. One is the size, second one is the range, third one is the default value. So that's it. That's it. If you remember these 3 points, then that's it. Next we'll go ahead with the short. Next we'll go ahead with the short. In the short, basically the short, the data type is, it is 2 bytes, guys. It is 2 bytes. 1 byte equal to 8 bits. 8 bits. 1 byte equal to 8 bits. So it is 2 bytes. 2 bytes meaning this is 1 plus 8 plus 8. This is 16 bits. This is 16 bits. So you can see here, this is the small size, this is some bigger size. This is the off liter water bottle, this is 1 liter water bottle. Okay, fine, very good. Next we can go ahead with the size. The size is here actually minus 32,000 to minus 32,000 to plus 32,000. 32,000, this is the range. 32,000. 32,000. Okay, and default value is 0. Default value is 0. Default value is 0. Okay, very good. Next, what about int? What about int? Int. It is the 4 bytes. It is 4 bytes. I told you example of liter, 1 liter water bottle, and this is 2 liter water bottle. This is the 2 liter water bottle. 2 liter meaning 4 into 8, 32 bits. 4 into 8, 32 bits. 32 bits. The range is, so this is compared to this one. This is the size is big, right? Then here the size is all. I would say the number 1 crore. The number in between the range, actually I will write the number 2147483 and 648. 648, this is the number. So this is the range. So this is the range of I would say integer values, and the default value is 0. Default value is 0. You have to remember three things in data types: size, range, default value. Default value is all common for all. Common for all. Next we'll go ahead with the long data type. Long data type. It is 8 bytes. It is 8 bytes. It is 8 bytes. 8 into 8, this is 64 bit. This is 64 bit. Okay, the size is also, this is also big number. This is also big number, almost this is a huge number. Okay, that normally you can go with and Chrome, and then you can look for the range of the long. This is the big number. Okay, the default value is 0. Default value is the 0. Are you guys clear with my point? In the data types, you have to remember three things. What are the three things? First thing is the size. Second thing is the range. Third thing is the default value. Default value is common for all. Then no need to remember. Once you see that one, that automatically it can, you can able to remember that one. Again, no need to spend more time on the default values, remembering that can automatically remember. Why? Because the default values for all data types is the same. Only you have to remember the size is also, this is the 1 byte. You can double 2 bytes. You can double 4 bytes. That you can double 8 bytes. That is also easy, right? Single 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 4 8. That is size. Half liter, 1 liter, 1 liter, and this is the I would say 2 liter and 4 liters. So that's it. The size. The size. This is the size, and default values is the 0. I hope you guys clear with these points. I hope you guys clear with these points. I hope you guys clear with these points. Okay, fine. Next we can go ahead with the floating data types. Next we can go ahead with the floating data types. Floating data types. Are you guys clear with my point? What we are discussing? Next one is floating data type. This group includes float and double. Float and double. Float and double. So in the float, here also same. You have to remember. You have to remember two things: size and the range. You can take any value, and then the range you can take any value. The default, the size is, it is 4 bytes. It is 4 bytes, meaning 4 8 32 bit. 32 bit. And the range you can take any value. You can take any value. Next, default value. Default value is 0.0f, guys. 0.0f. The default value is 0.0f. Are you guys clear with my point? Next, we have the double. It is double. It is 8 bytes. Double. It is 8 bytes. 8 bytes means 8 into 8, 64 bit. 8 into 8, 64 bit. The default value is 0.0d. 0.0d. So that's it. What is the size? This size, int and float size is the same, and long and double size is the same. Double size is the same. Default values for the float is 0.0f, and in case of double, 0.0d. 0.0d. Are you guys clear with my points? Are you guys clear with my statements? Okay. Next, next one is character type. Next one is character type. In the character type, character type data type is used to store the single character, which is used to store the single character. Okay, which is used to store the single character. Okay, fine. So any single character, that might be the alphabet, that might be the digit, that might be the special character, we can store using the character type. Okay, we'll go with the size and all. Uh, the size is, it is 2 bytes. It is 2 bytes. It is 2 bytes. Why which can hold only single value only, right? 2 into 8, total 16 bits. 16 bits. Range is range is 0 to 0 to 0 to 65,000, almost 65,000. 65,000. Okay, if the exact numbers, if you want, normally you can go on in the Chrome also, you can find out the exact numbers. Okay, and uh, the default value for the carry is null value. Null value is the default value. Default value for the carry is null value. Null value. Char is done. Next we have the Boolean data type. Boolean data type. Boolean data type. Boolean data type. So in the Boolean data type, so it is used to store the true or false values only. It is used to store the true or false values only. True or false values only. It will occupy. It will occupy. It will occupy 1 bit memory. 1 bit memory. 1 bit memory. 1 bit memory. Okay. 1 bit memory, and the default value for the boolean is false. Default values are very important. In the interview perspective, compulsory will ask default value for boolean is false. Value for boolean is false. False. Are you guys clear with my point? This is about that. Yes, Java is, if you practice Java is very easy. Okay, Java is very easy. If you practice Java is very easy. Okay, you have to understand only the little difference. Okay, so somebody so who feels like Java is difficult, whoever is not joining the regular sessions, and whoever is not practicing uh, assignments and all, so those guys will feel the Java is tough. And if the guys don't practice properly, and if the guys don't join regularly, and they go outside and they spread the rumor, what the rumor they spread outside. Oh, Java, I tried 2 months of time in Java, but the Java is too hard like that, they are spreading the rumor. No, not like that. If you practice Java regularly and if you are attending the Java daily, Java is easy. Java is the easy thing, right? Those guys are not attending, and they drop out in the middle of the course, and then they spread the rumor outside. So Java is difficult. Java is the difficult. No, not like that. You have to practice. Okay, you have to practice. You have to attend the regular sessions. Java is easy. Okay, fine. Only you have to understand little differences. You can see here what that little differences. Only sizes. All the purpose is the same. Only sizes. Default values also same. Default values also same. If you understand the concept, you can revise this one within 20 seconds. Only the sizes. This is the size and only the purpose of each one and the sizes. That's the revise. You can revise in 10 seconds only. More than 10 to 15 seconds is enough to revise this topic once you got the clarity on that concept. Okay, fine, very good. Now I give the assignment. Write a Java program to print all the Java literals. Uh, assignment is assignment is write a Java program to print all literals. Write a Java program. Write a Java program to print all literals. To print all literals. Literal meaning data types. To print all data types. Okay, so how you can write the program? You can take a I would say public, the class name, and the class name is the demo, and inside you can take the main method. Normally I will show you one data type and then you can do the do and practice with remaining all data types. Okay, so I am going with the here. Mm. So this is the main file, so this already you know, and here I am taking the data type int byte equal to I would like to mention some 125. Okay, I want to print these values. System dot out dot println system dot I can say system dot out dot println, and here this is you can take normal other value which actually is the data type is the byte. Age is nobody have the 125 age, right? We can take int byte id. Okay, and I want to print the id. Save the file and then you can run this one. You will get the values. Here you can take the string values. String plus variable is called concatenation. Okay, id is okay. I am showing with one byte only. We can try with the int, short, long, all the data types you can char, boolean, all you can take, and then you can write a program and then you can share in the group. Okay, I'm showing with only one data type. You can try with all data types. Non-primitive data types you can use it to store the multiple values. Okay, now Java C we are calling the compiler, and we are telling to that compiler, hey compiler, can you please compile my file? Which file? Java demo.java. Okay, which has compiled successfully, and now I am calling the JVM. Hey JVM, can you please run my file demo? You can see ID is 125. Okay, so similarly you can try with I would say short. You can take short and int, long, uh, float, double, next char, boolean, all types you can write a program, and that program you can execute, and that result you can share in the group with the assignment name is assignment name and your name. Okay, this is the thing. Any questions, anyone? Any questions, anyone? Any questions, anyone? Any questions, any questions? Range you can remember approximately, not exactly. Okay, not exactly is no needed. If you have the clarity on in between the range, that's enough. Not no need exactly. Okay, can have the knowledge on that number in between that's enough. Okay, not exactly. If you want the range, you can simply go and check with the byte range, then you will easily find out in the net. Okay, any questions, any other questions? Guys, any questions? You wrote same value. Which one? For which one? Which one in range? In my program or what? In program or what? I didn't get to. I didn't get you. I didn't get you. What is your query exactly? I didn't get you. You wrote same value. Where did I write same value? Oh, in the file. Where exactly? I got it. I got it. Your concern, I got it. Uh, so I guess you are asking here somewhere I copied and pasted. Yeah, here. So here actually the range in between 1 2 1 4 7 2. Here the range up to not same number. I'm giving this is the, I will give the number exact number 4748 3648 3648. This is the exact number, and here 3647. This is the exact number. This is the exact number. But what I'm saying is, so exact number, no need to by heart the exact number. Can approximately can remember the range 2147 2147, like that you can remember. Approximately can remember. Not no need exact number. Okay. Any other questions? In int range. Int range. This is the int range. That only I am saying, right? So far, this is the exact number. Minus 21478 6472 647. This is the actual range. This is the actual range. Got it right? Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, that range approximately can remember. No need exactly. Okay. Guys, you can write the program using all literals, and then you can compile the file, and then share the assignment on the group. Okay. So that's it today, guys. So please share your names. If you have any questions, you can please share in the chat. Any questions? No, right? Okay. Please share your names on the chat.